is moving up. But Nimesh is with us. Nimesh, Friday afternoon, almost done with the week. What are you picking up in D3 chatter?
Well, being a Friday, no complaints because the broader markets have done well.
Yeah.
So in a way, the portfolio should have been better for today. But from a flow perspective, the one feedback is at least the intensity of selling has lowered down clearly. And that's showing up in the numbers as well, right? What we saw last week, an average of 10,000 crores of selling, that has now come down to almost 4,000 crores and getting equally matched by the DIs. Look at the kind of SIP number we saw yesterday as well. So that momentum is clearly there from a domestic flow perspective, even from these levels. I guess from a sector point of view, pharma stood out today. Actually, it got oversold yesterday on the back of that US news, and there were confirmations that it's not a big impact for the Indian companies, hence we have seen a bit of a pullback there. And even technology has been relatively outperforming. And within technology, the feedback is, if you look at the TCS numbers, what stood out for a lot of analysts was the fact that the BFSI vertical did well, right? And in that sense, the persistence, the L&T, Mindtrees, and emphasis, they are the ones who should do well. And that's the reason why you're seeing a bit of outperformance on those names today. But I guess from a market point of view, the big event to watch will be the China meeting over the weekend, and that stimulus announcement is going to be quite significant. The way I read is, if it's a very large stimulus, positive for metals, but negative overall from a flow perspective for India. But if the stimulus is quite small, then you'll see a bit of sell-off in the metal names, but the flow will move back to India. So that's the way one should approach markets on Monday. But clearly, that's a big trigger to watch out for. But from a flow perspective, as I said, the intensity has clearly been lowered in the last couple of days, matched by DI buying.
All right, so we'll wait by over the weekend. All eyes will be on China, but individual stocks, what are you picking up?
Also, in terms of individual names, the first stock is Electra Greentrek. After a long time, some bit of interest is back in that particular name. The stock is buzzing in trade. The volumes are on the higher side. I understand some HNI investors are quite active buyers as well. And also, the street is anticipating some new order wins for the company very soon. But for Electra Greentrek, apart from order win, I think the execution, which is expected from the third quarter, that's going to be a big trigger for the stock from here on. So that's the first stock. The second name is Gujarat Ambuja Exports. Been flat for the last many months now. I understand one of the leading PMS was an active seller in the last couple of weeks. That's largely getting over now, and some domestic mutual funds have bought as well in the last few days. So that's Gujarat Ambuja Exports. The third name is DLF. The mid-cap real estate have done well today, but DLF is on the negative side, largely in back of sell flows. So expect high delivery volumes, and on the sell side from larger FIs in DLF. And the last is Crompton Consumer. The stock is under pressure today, but again, I understand the flows are quite strong. There is buying interest from some long-only funds in Crompton Consumers, and expect high delivery volumes on the buy side in today's market today.
Okay, Nimesh, thank you very much for that. We'll get into a break. We'll come back and get you